Let's cut the BS, bro. You could probably agree that if you were a tiny bit more disciplined on your business, it would blow up. But your overall life quality would just be so much better. You would start making lots more money in your business. You would get high grades. You would, get a better physique because you show up more to the gym. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I went from this super undisciplined person to being able to work for 12 hours a day every single day on my business, going to the gym consistently while going to school at the same time. What I'm about to show you in this video has not only allowed me to land 3 copywriting clients in a matter of a week, but also book 10 times more calls for my business while in school. Because let's be honest, man, if you clicked on this video, then you know deep down that you're not really that disciplined. You know you could be way more productive than you currently are being. You see, a couple of weeks ago, I was kneeling down on my bedroom floor. It was like 8 PM at night, so I've basically done all my deep work. I've been to the gym. I've done like 8 hours of deep work for my business, so I'm pretty tired, right? I've got nothing else to do. I've ticked every single to-do list off. So I'm kneeling down and I'm making a new habit tracker, because this is kind of like my tradition. Every single month, I sit down to make a new habit tracker so I don't lose this discipline. And as I'm just making all the lines, the different tables, all the different habits, something catches my eye. And I look over towards my left and I see the handful amount of habit trackers still stuck on my wall. And I know that may seem a bit weird to you, like who the hell sticks a habit tracker on their wall, especially like in their bedroom, right? But the thing is, when it's right above you when you're sleeping, you're not going to miss any habits. You're going to be super disciplined every single day. And that's exactly what happened to me. All these habit trackers on my wall, I don't see any green lines. All I see are red lines. Compare it to my last habit tracker that I made literally a month ago. Every single habit has a green line next to it every single day. I haven't missed going to the gym for 3 months. I haven't missed a day work on my business for like 3 months either. And I also just smiled with a lot of gratitude, because looking back, younger me couldn't have worked this hard. Younger me couldn't have sat down to work on a business model for 10 hours every single day. That's not in his capabilities, right? He was just playing video games. And most of all, he wouldn't have been able to reach any of these goals simply because he lacked discipline. You see, around a year ago, every single day I would just mark all the habits as red, and some days I would literally lie to myself and I would grab the green highlighter and mark it green anyway, just to try and make myself feel better that I read 20 pages, or I worked on my business, or I did that call, or I did some cold calls for my business, right? But that would just make it 10 times worse, and it got to the point where I literally just threw out my green marker because I knew I was not going to be consistent. I knew every single day it was just going to be me marking my wall with a red highlighter. And that was like the worst point in my life. My mental health was at its lowest. My life quality was terrible. I couldn't just be productive and work on my business. I had the worst self-image in the world. And my business reflected that. It was my biggest goal at the moment to grow my business, actually make my first dollar online, but I couldn't. Every single waking second would just be me scrolling or procrastinating and not actually doing the work I'm supposed to be doing. Before I actually show you exactly how to become disciplined, I want to show you an analogy my business mentor gave me. See, I want you to imagine you've got the task of filling up a bucket with water. Before you even go to get any water and go to the nearest water source to fill up the bucket, you come to say to me, there's something wrong with the bucket. And no matter what you do, you just keep on complaining that this bucket is just wrong, I can't use it. So you keep on looking around all the bucket, you turn it over, you look inside, and you just can't seem to find the constraint. Well, it's as soon as you go to fill up the water, you see that there's this giant hole that you completely missed in the bucket. This water represents the level of discipline you currently have. And because you now know the constraint, you see this giant hole, you can start to patch it up. You can start to repair the bucket so you can actually use it for the job and give me my water, right? Well, this is the reason why 99% of entrepreneurs are not disciplined whatsoever. It's simply because they don't have a system in place. They don't have a tracking system in place to actually improve their discipline. So every single day they fill up this water bucket and the water just comes back out. They procrastinate, they scroll, and they just waste all their time. And they say tomorrow's going to change. Tomorrow the hole in the bucket is just going to completely repair itself, but it doesn't. But it's only until they actually track their time, what they're doing, and the constraints that having, with discipline and what tasks they really struggle with, that's when they actually improve their discipline. You see, when you start something new like a business, going to the gym, or just trying to live a healthier life on self-improvement, the amount of resistance you face is always the highest at the start. It's never the highest in the middle or the end. It's always going to be at the start. And what you're doing, especially when you start a business, especially when you go to the gym and stuff like that, what you're doing is you're basically killing your older self so you can actually birth this new person that is disciplined. And of course that's going to be super painful. There's going to be lots of resistance because your brain naturally hates change. It naturally hates taking the path of that is hard. Our brain takes the path of least resistance. So this is why the first thing you need to do in your life is build a habit tracker or some way you can track your progress just to stay consistent. And I'll get into the other things later on in the video, but for right now you need to make sure you have some way to track your progress. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a link below in the description to a spreadsheet that is basically a habit tracker, so you can fill in your habits, or if you want you can make your own and stick it on your wall like I have. But the point is, if you don't have a way to track your days, if you don't have a way to see your constraints, you will literally just be this bucket that keeps on flushing out all the water, and you won't really realize why that's happening. And by the way, if you're an entrepreneur who wants to get into a flow state for 10 to 12 hours every single day so you can blow up your business 10 times faster and get as much clients as possible, click the first link in the description to join my free community where I'll help you personally one-to-one. The second point that I want to go over that will allow you to build this discipline so it's super hard to actually be inconsistent is to make actually doing the habits you do super easy to do. And I guarantee lots of people have told you this before, but the thing is, when you start something new like a business and you're not really that disciplined before that lifestyle, you don't have that much discipline in your capacity. So what happens is, when you see these people like David Goggins telling you to work 10-hour days, don't get off your desk until everything is done, you will burn out instantly because you are not at the current level that can maintain that disciplined lifestyle for months. If I look back at the time 1 year ago when I had the habit trackers, it was completely red. The one mistake I made was trying to be super disciplined straight off the bat. I tried to go to the gym for 3 hours a day. I tried to work on my business for 10 hours a day. I tried to be this new person instantly, right? But you need to realize it actually takes 28 days for your brain to actually make a change. It takes 28 days to actually build that habit if you've read the book Atomic Habits. And you can literally just ask yourself this question if you don't believe me. Who's going to make more progress in the gym? The person who goes once but trains for 8 hours every single month, just one day every single month? Or the other person who trains 6 times a week but for 45 minutes? Of course the second person is going to make more progress, because what happens is the first person is just going to burn out. When you work out for 8 hours, you're going to feel sleep deprived and you're not going to want to go to the gym again. So this is why you need to first just focus on consistency. Stop building a habit. Use the habit tracker to actually just track yourself and just try to build the habit, and then you can focus on the intensity. Then you can start to increase the work rate and go from like working 1 hour a day on week 1, week 2 you start working 2 hours a day, and then week 3 you start working 5 hours, and then you can slowly repeat it and constantly improve. That's how you get to the level where you can work for 10 hours a day and keep showing up. That's how you get to the level when you can go to the gym every single day consistently. I guarantee this is what's going to happen. It happens every single year. You got the new year, new me people. You're going to see an influx of people go to the gym. The month later in February, they're all going to give up. It's going to go straight back to normal, because when people do not see results, they can't keep the disciplined lifestyle up because their brain is so used to short-term gratification. So what you need to do is switch your mindset to literally just have the survival mentality. If you can simply just show up, even if it's showing up to the gym for 20 minutes a day, even if it's working on your business for 2 hours a day every single day, that is the best thing you can do in the beginning. It's not focusing on intensity, it's not living this super disciplined lifestyle. And I kind of touched on this at the beginning of the video, but to actually show up every single day and develop this killer work ethic, this killer consistency every single week, month, all you have to do is simply make the thing you're trying to do super easy to do. And if you know anything about copywriting, one of the biggest drivers for someone to actually take action is making something easy. But the thing is, you got to realize your brain is always going to take the path of least resistance, and when something is way outside your comfort zone, like it is when you start something new like a business, you're trying to get to 10k per month and you just can't see the vision, you're not going to take action on that thing. You're not going to actually want to do the work, and that's the reason why you want disciplined. That's the reason why every single day you come back from school, you don't work on your business, you don't go to the gym, all you do is scroll away, all you do is play video games. So this is going to be your final actionable step. All I want you to do is make the thing you're trying to do super easy. Use the habit tracker I've linked in the description and literally just fill it out with the habits you want to build, whether it's working on your business, doing deep work, getting into a flow state, going to the gym, and realize your current self isn't as powerful as you think. You need to lower your ego and literally just have the survival mentality. Have the mentality that you just need to show up every single day and you'll be fine. And I will just mention as your last final point, you need to make sure you don't fall into this victim mentality. When you miss a habit or you miss a day when you're trying to be consistent and you feel that guilty feeling because you didn't do the habit, you shouldn't beat yourself up for it, because what happens is you're going to go to coping mechanisms. You're going to say, I didn't go to the gym today, I didn't work on my business today, I didn't do 100 cold calls. That is what happens to most people. But if you can just literally reframe that and see it as, right, I need to just be more disciplined, I need to actually put in the effort to take it more seriously. Because if you literally just took things more seriously, bro, you would, you'd be on 10k per month right now. You'll be making lots more money in your business, you will have your dream body, right? But the main thing I want you to take away from this video is you need to just track everything, track and systemize everything. Because the thing is, you got to realize what doesn't get measured doesn't get improved. If you don't measure something, if you don't actually track your progress with a habit tracker or something like that, you will never be disciplined, okay? So like I said at the start of the video, if you're an entrepreneur who wants to develop a killer work ethic, get into a flow state for 10 to 12 hours every single day so you can blow up your business 10 times faster than anyone else, click the first link in the description to join my free community. Okay, goodbye, have a nice day, you'll get it on your face again. Goodbye. Wow.